Hey, what's up, guys? Andrew McGuire here. I'm back today. I know I've been quiet a little as of late, but don't really have a good reason, honestly. I got a little lazy towards the end of the year, towards the holidays, and then got kind of crazy the beginning of this year. I'm doing calls for other people who are learning how to prospect for and find off-market deals using creative strategies. So not that it's an excuse, but you can expect deals and more videos, more content around specifically prospecting and how to find deals, selling deals, all of the above. And we're going to start here today. I got a crazy deal. This time we're going international in Tulum, Mexico. This is 100% seller finance deal. You're going to make a 10% down payment on the property. And then the other 90% of the purchase price is going to be seller finance at 0% interest. So this is by far the craziest deal I've ever seen. I know, it helps getting your interest rate down and your payments low. But when you're building equity every single month, $800 are going into that property, and assuming there's no appreciation on that property. I don't see how you lose on that one because you're literally gaining equity every single month. Even if it's not cash flowing, you're gaining so much equity. You're going to pay that thing off so quickly that really just makes sense. In best cases, you put it up as an Airbnb during peak season, and you're going to make a ton of cash flow on top of appreciation, on top of principal pay down of $800 every single month. So I'm going to share some pictures here. This property is in Aldea Zama. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Aldea Zama. I haven't been to Tulum in years, so not sure if that's the neighborhood. Even if so, this neighborhood wasn't around when I was there. There was the Old Town Tulum, which this is not in. This is in the area Aldea Zama that separates the beach area where the resorts are and all the day and nightlife parties that Tulum is so well known for, as well as the ruins is at. So it's in between those. It's a new tourist area. I watched several YouTube videos on Tulum, and it looks like a pretty nice spot that, it would be like somewhere in one of our cities. It's just built into the forest. So it's very cool. They try to keep with the natural environment of Tulum, which is very foresty before you get to the beach and ocean. So that's what Aldea Zama is. It's a very safe place, very new, modern, kind of trendy looking, lots of restaurants and coffee shops. It's walkable. This unit itself is in a building that's just by the taxi cabs and where they pick up and drop off people that head to the beach for the day. So let's get into the numbers. If you have any questions on this or other seller finance deals or just prospecting in general, which is what I'm really working on this year, onto how to lead generate and help others lead generate seller finance deals like I have for myself, reach out to me. I'd love to talk with you real estate and also seller finance. Looking forward to talking to you. Let's get into the numbers. This property is 1,500 square feet. It's a 2-bedroom, 3.5 bath. So 3-bathroom in. There's also a shower outside and a drop pool on the roof of the building. That's all yours within your unit. It's not a common space. That's just for the unit itself. And the building is Quinto Sol. So if you just Google Quinto Sol, you can pull up the building. Reach out to me direct for the unit number, but that's the building and the agreement we have this in that we're going to be assigning. We'll have all that information in it, of course, when we get the serious buyer who wants to close on this deal. As far as the amenities, I mentioned that it has the rooftop plunge pool and the outdoor shower. The building has 24/7 security. It's in a very safe place. Aldea Zama, the newer kind of trendy tourist area between the city of Tulum and the beach. And it's got a doorman on the building along with security. So what the seller is looking for as far as the price and terms on this, the price is $325,000. And the desired down payment for that is 10% or $32,500 US. There's no arrears that we have to catch up that's coming out of that. The closing cost is being paid for by the buyer. So just a note on that. I'm not familiar with the title and closing companies down in Mexico. We have enlisted an agent that buys property and sells properties in Mexico and is an investor himself that's helping us out, getting us in contact with who can do the paperwork and make sure that all the agreements that we use here in the US, if not that those will hold up. If the agreements in Mexico, they're getting us the correct one. So we'll have the purchase agreement and then an assignment. and make sure that we're working with, not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, but notario. Sorry, I've been out of Central California too long, so my Spanish and my accent has slipped a little bit since then. But we'll be working with parties down there. They're going to make sure we get this transaction done the right way and everybody's protected on both sides. Earnest deposit is going to be $5K just based off the initial interest. I made one social media post on this, and we got so many people reaching out that I'm looking for a serious buyer, as is the seller, that we're probably going to be asking for hard earnest money. And if you're ever a seller and you have a lot of interested parties, that's one way to make sure you're not tied up. Somebody gets you under contract and either wants to, assign it to bring in their buyer, as I'm doing in this case, on behalf of the seller, or somebody who's just getting you under contract while they evaluate, because momentum in real estate is so important. So when there's a ton of people reaching out, you got a crazy terms property like this one, the most insane terms I've ever seen. That's a strategy I use, is ask for hard earnest money, non-refundable earnest money that the seller will keep if the buyer doesn't end up closing. So that's what we're going to do here in this case, just because, again, the interest is so crazy on this. The underlying conventional mortgage with a 100% seller finance deal, there is no mortgage. We don't need to do a subject to here. This is 100% seller carry after the down payment. There's no mortgage in place. It is only the seller's equity that will be paid out to him monthly until the balloon payment, which is 7 years down the road. Taxes and insurance is approximately, of course, do your diligence and check your figures, $500 a year is what we put in there, which is just going to be under $50 a month or so. There is an HOA of $350 a month for a building like this, and it's common in Tulum and Aldea specifically, but you got to calculate that into your numbers. Now, the purchase money note, which is the seller's equity, is a balance remaining after the $32,000. Earnest deposit is going to be $5K, just $292,500. We're amortizing that at 30 years. We're spreading that payment over 30 years, not to be confused with the balloon payment, but that's how affordable your payments are. When you go to the bank here, usually for a loan, you can get a 30 or 15 year. And of course, your 15 year is going to be you're going to be paying more every single month, but you're also paying more principal. So that's just what we do. We adjust the amortization, and we can do whatever we want in seller finance. It doesn't have to be 30 or 15. We can go further out than 30. We can come closer, but that is basically what it's to get the seller what he wants as far as payments. In this case, with the 30-year amortized at 0% interest, the payments to the buyer are estimated to be about $800, principal only, every single month. I love properties I'm buying here in Arizona that are building principal every single month, and I would buy this one myself, but I don't plan on going to Tulum a lot. So I'm going to pass on this one, but that is basically wealth building. It is a savings account of principal every single month as you're paying down your mortgage. And when you have interest, it's usually much more interest up front. In this case, that is going straight to your bank account, your savings, that $800 as you build equity every single month with no interest on it. There is a 7-year balloon. So after making 7 years of payments every single month of the $800, the buyer is going to have a balloon of $224,000. So you're either going to want to have paid that off. There's no penalty for paying off early, or refinancing or selling that property. And your balance is going to be $224,000 estimated, assuming you don't pay anything early. We are looking for a $15,000 assignment for this, and the buyer is going to typically pays by buyer assignment. So in addition to the $32,000 down payment, you're going to want to put that in your numbers. And that's going to be part to me for getting the deal and selling the deal. That's going to be part of the agent down in Mexico that's helping us transact this and do the paperwork and get us to the people that can make the transaction happen. So calculating that to your numbers, we haven't decided yet, but I always like to have a transaction coordinator on these to make sure they're doing it the right way, especially with anything creative, especially with subject to, but also seller carry back. You want to have somebody that, knows all the forms and documents we want to use. So we plan on doing that. They usually cost for creative transactions around $1,200 or so. Rental methods on this, you can rent it out privately, midterm, long-term, or Airbnbs. There's no restrictions, but again, do your diligence Make sure you understand the building, what is allowed and not. Because again, this is a great deal, but you as the buyer want to do your diligence as well. I'm always advocate for that. But hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to bring a lot more content this year. We're really building out a team. We're adding a bunch of people on my team, and there's going to be anywhere from more people like me that are deal finders, transaction coordinators, people who specialize in disposition, who, like I'm doing right now, are selling the properties and responding to buyers and stuff. So we're going to have a lot more folks, and growth is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to doing deals, hopefully with some of you out there that are watching this. Reach out. My contact info will be in the description below. You're going to see videos like this, but also content on how I'm generating all these deals from time to time. So interested in either one of those or just want to meet, reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you, and look forward to seeing you on my next video.